welcome to Inner Circle Guidance. Today we're going to be doing a collective reading, but for those of you who are new to the circle, hello and welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I post new videos every single day. And if you're looking for personal services or personal readings, I offer them through my website, innercircleguidance.com. Let's find out what the circle needs to know today. All right, we have the Page of Wands that fell out. We had the Knight of Cups that fell out. We had the Ten of Pentacles. Then we have the Ten of Wands. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Judgment. Seven of Wands. The Fool. And we have the Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck. All right. This is interesting because we have Judgment on the table. We have Seven of Wands on the table. We have the Four of Swords. But notice how the High Priestess is not on the table. But yet the overall underlying energy has to do with reflection and has to do with choices and has to do with the decisions that you're making in your life. We've talked about this in some other readings because the three cards that fell out have to do with planning, decision making, with offers, what you accept and don't, and have to do with relationships, romantic or otherwise, that have to do with your Ten of Pentacles, which is happiness and fulfillment in the different areas of your life. We've talked about in other readings how to achieve this happiness and fulfillment in the different areas of your life, you have to align to what it is you want, which really has more to do with releasing the things that are meant to be released, releasing what is not yours, and allowing room for what is, than it has to do with changing who you are or any of those types of things. And what I'm seeing here is that you're being asked to reflect at this time on the decisions you're making, on the choices you've made in the past, and how maybe those things have not aligned, how maybe your decisions did not lead to this abundance mindset, happiness, fulfillment sort of energy. And I'm seeing that for a lot of you, you're really very close to achieving a lot of this energy. You've been working at it for a long time. Over this week, there's going to be sort of a revelation that's happening about your decision making. You kind of end up taking on these burdens and things through the choices that you're making that end up making things a lot more resistant and a lot more hard. Because instead of releasing what isn't meant to be yours, you keep trying to mold that thing into being the thing it is that you want, or the person that you want, or desire. Instead of just going with the flow, you're over here with a hammer trying to build it yourself from the wrong materials. You're not allowing things to just fall into place. A lot of this has to do with needing better boundaries, but it also has to do with the decisions that you make regarding how you move forward. For some of you, this gets into limiting beliefs that you have surrounding abundance and happiness. Some of you think you have to work really hard in order to achieve it, that it can't fall into place, it can't come easy. Some of you, this more has to do with not listening to your intuition and listening to your head. And it's getting you into some trouble because when you listen only to your head and you cut yourself off from your divine feminine energy of intuition, you kind of go into things with blind faith. But instead of it being faith, it's more of you see the cliff, you know that if you take the step, you'll fall, but you do it anyway. And a lot of you need to get to the root of why you do that. What I'm picking up on here is you have a fear of missing out. You have major FOMO happening. You'll meet somebody or you'll be in a situation that immediately or at some point feels off and is very clearly off. And you know it feels off. Your intuition says this is off. This is not right. Something's not right about this. you should walk away, leave, whatever. You go in your head, but what if this is the person I've been waiting for? Or what if this is the thing I've been looking for? Or what if this is the career move I've been trying to do, or the boss I've been looking for, or whatever. And you essentially logically talk yourself out of your own intuition. You decide that your intuition could be wrong. So instead of leaving right then and there when you're getting the whispers from your intuition that something's off, you second guess yourself and you stay. So what happens is, number one, for those of you who are struggling with boundaries and struggling with energetic transactions of where you're putting your time and your energy, you end up staying in situations or relationships past their expiration date. So what happens is it becomes a karmic lesson and a karmic cycle. And instead of moving on to what is meant for you, you sit there and try to fix, wield, shape the situation or person into being what it is that you want with this 10 of Pentacles. But the problem is, it's the wrong materials. It's not the right person. It's not the right thing. It's not the right career move. It's not the right boss. It's not the right whatever it is. What happens is you get frustrated because you feel like your abundances keep getting delayed. But what's really happening is you're choosing to delay it. The universe is not conspiring against you. You are the deciding factor here, which means that for some of you, you've got to get better with your self-confidence. The thing is, when you start getting that whisper that something is off, you don't need to investigate what it is to prove to yourself that you are right. When you start listening to your intuition, you'll start seeing that certain things will come to light on its own that sort of give you that confirmation. You'll also feel a lot less resistance, a lot less energy drain. And as you start paying attention to your intuition and listening to it, it'll start becoming second nature. You won't question yourself anymore because you'll have that self-confidence. Remember that self-confidence is trusting in your own abilities to make decisions. That comes with you trusting yourself. When you start getting these whispers and you're ignoring them and you start thinking, oh, but what if this is the thing I've been waiting for? If this was the thing you've been waiting for, you wouldn't be getting your intuition telling you that it's not it. You need to start listening to your intuition because doubt is very insidious. Doubt will creep in and then suddenly it will start to cause all this havoc in your life. A lot of you are looking for new beginnings in certain areas of your 10 of Pentacles. You may be still looking for your soulmate or your person. You may still be looking for the perfect job, whatever it is. In order to be the new beginning of the Fool and not the Fool of the Fool card, that also means that you've got to start making decisions that are not just your head, not just your heart. Start paying attention to your intuition because your intuition is the best of both worlds, but it stems from your feminine energy. You need to become more acquainted with your intuition. For a lot of you, that's going to require you to take a look at the past cycles in your life and figure out what whispers, what feelings, what thoughts and things that you had that were your intuition in certain past situations that didn't work out, and what you ignored and why. Once you start recognizing the signs of what it is you're ignoring when you're making this choice to step off the cliff and into oblivion, I like to call it spinning into oblivion because it feels like everything's spinning and you don't know where up is and down is. But anyhow, when you start recognizing where you're jumping off this cliff and you're taking a leap of faith in the wrong direction, that is going to help you figure out where you're making these bad decisions or wrong decisions or just decisions that are not in alignment with this 10 of Pentacles energy. Remember what I said in the very beginning. It's more about making room for what is yours to come in because you're always manifesting. You're always in a constant state of attraction. There's no time in which your power of manifestation is turned off. When you're constantly manifesting, that means you have to be aware. Remember, it's more about releasing that which is not meant to be yours to make room for what is. You're naturally a manifester. You naturally attract the things that you want. What gets in the way for most people is they cling on to things that weren't theirs instead of allowing room for what is. That's usually the main problem that most manifestors face. It's not, oh, I need to change myself in order to attract what I want. or, oh, I need to raise my vibration, or I need to do this or that. You are always worthy, and you always have the ability at any time to bring in what it is you want. Certain things may take a little bit more time because there's more cogs involved in the gears. But at the end of the day, usually what messes everybody up is themselves, because instead of being patient and listening to their intuition, they second guess, and then they get themselves off track with the wrong people, the wrong jobs, the wrong situations, because they didn't listen to their intuition. Usually it's for a fear of missing out on one of these abundance pieces. You can't miss out on what's yours. Now you can delay it by choosing something else and consistently choosing that something else, but you can't miss out on what is yours. Your intuition's never going to lie to you. Your intuition is also never wrong. You may be able to find holes in your intuition through your logic, but eventually you will always figure out that those holes you chose to put there. You chose to see what you wanted to see at the time instead of listening to your intuition. That's why they call hindsight 2020. Look for the patterns here, because I'm also picking up on that there's more than just this particular thing. You may find that you're having FOMO in different areas of your life, or that you've done this in larger places that are causing you to make the different choices that are not in alignment with your 10 of Pentacles. I'm also seeing that there may be some other patterns here as you reflect this week that are going to come to light and help you figure out where you may be making these choices that are not in alignment with your abundance, and how you can correct them. Where maybe you have stayed busy instead of productive, where maybe you have had to work 10 times harder because of your limiting mindsets, beliefs, or the energy in which you're going about doing things, or the intention behind your actions. And it's really going to start removing some of these barriers and resistances and obstacles that you've been carrying with you for a very long time. So for those of you who have really felt like it's just been a schlep up the hill, you've been really trying to get this 10 of Pentacles forever, this is going to be a pivotal moment for you. The universe is giving you the opportunity, and through this reading, you're being guided as to what the problem is to correct it, which also means, though, there's going to be some triggers probably coming up this week for those of you that this reading really resonates with. Remember that your triggers are there to show you what needs to be healed. It's not to punish you or make you feel bad about yourself. With that being said, I highly recommend you do some journaling, meditation, things that keep you grounded this week. Because with the holiday coming up, it's a very good time for reflection, because we have Thanksgiving this week, which also means the energy is in a state of things being brought to light. We're also still in the energy of the portals and things that are in effect through astrology until January. So with that being said, the energy is already in a state of being willing to help you, being willing to help heal, bring things to light, show you the patterns so that you can break them if they're not in alignment with your abundance. This is a time of a lot of spiritual growth, but it also means that you may be feeling quite tired throughout the next couple of months. You're going to need to really prioritize self-care, because as great as all the spiritual awakening and growth and enlightenment is, it can also be very mentally draining sometimes. Try to stay present, especially when you have the opportunity to hang out with those you care about. Don't allow the spiritual awakening part to overtake your life to where that's hyperfixated. That's not going to help you either. Move forward at a steady pace. Be patient with it. Be willing to see things differently. The answers and clarity will come when you give yourself that stillness. So if this reading resonated with you, don't forget to like this video and comment your affirmation down below. Your affirmation for this reading is, my intuition is safe guidance. And as always, may your life be full of light, full of love, abundance, and gratitude. I'll see you next time.